Okay, so this is like my first time. Pratham kind of undersold the whole thing. He said you have to just come, stand, pose. And Dipankar, I think, from one of the, your juniors was in our office yesterday. I was asking him, what's the dress code? I was in my t-shirt, and then, I just put on a blazer, and then I come and I see this, so yeah, no, but this is beautiful actually. So, no, so I've generally, I've been a below average student through my school. I didn't really, make it through college and all of that. So this feels a little weird that I'm actually giving this speech to you guys. No, I was thinking about it. Firstly, I'm again very sorry for I didn't realize the Google Maps said it'll be 1 hour 15 minutes. It took me 1 hour 45 minutes, and yeah. But while driving, I was thinking, Dipankar said, I need to talk. So yesterday, when I was talking to him, and he said, I'll have to give you guys a speech. So I was trying to figure what can I talk about. Really, I mean, I'm like a one-trick pony. I've I've done quite well with the business, and so even when Pratham first came, met me, I think I found it extremely interesting that at Masters Union they're trying to train all of you guys business by getting you to do business, and that's really how you learn business, right? And this is one of the reasons I don't really have a great view on traditional MBAs. So even to the extent that I think out of the entire team at Zerodha, I think we just have one MBA, and that one MBA we just hired last year, and he just kept pestering, so, and he keeps asking me, why did we hire? And I said, dude, you just had great pestering skills. You just followed up like for 6 months. So I had to kind of agree. But yeah, but I personally, I started my journey quite early in life. So I started at 17. I started trading the markets for lure of quick money. And I didn't have trading capital, so I started doing a bunch of things. I was doing multi-level marketing. I was Bangalore had this place called The Weekender, so I used to, like a cloth store, so I used to work, in the evenings and stuff like that. So put up across a trading capital. And then I kind of blew up. I worked in a call center for 3-4 years, between 2001 to 2005. Call center because I could kind of trade during day and kind of work nights. Between 2005 to 2009, I became a franchisee of a bigger broker firm. I quit my job and I started this business where I was trying to do portfolio advisory. And then this whole brainwave of starting Zerodha happened in 2010. Probably the worst time historically for anyone to start a broking firm. Because, coming back on the financial crisis, 2009-10 were the worst years for broking as an industry. Today I'm called passionate. But really, if you go back in time, and if it was 2010, and someone spoke to me, he could have very well convinced me that, Nathan, you're being foolish. So I think one of the learnings in my life has been that there's a very kind of thin line between being passionate and foolish, right? So if someone calls you foolish, don't get scared, perturbed, and don't chase what you think is your chase, right? Because I think in life, to kind of hit it out of the park, I think you need to, when you're doing different things in your life, you'll find a liking towards one of those things, and you need to kind of give it all, right? It's if I try to become a guitarist, I can play a little bit of guitar, but if I had decided to become the next Mark Knopfler, I wouldn't have become Mark Knopfler, right? So you need to know where I think. Where your skills are, where you are kind of better than someone. And each one of us is a business in our own, right? We all need to know what our moats are and then kind of leverage on the moat to see how we can do better. So I think I've been very lucky in my life that, I've been at the right place, right time, bunch of times. But one of the things I think I've done okay with is that I've stuck to the course of saying, I'm passionate about this. I'm going to do this. Right. And like a lot of people think Zerodha is a 12-year journey, but it's not. Actually, I started when I was 17. I'm 42 now. So it's a 25-year-old journey because, I started trading the markets. So when I started trading the markets, where everything around the business happened. So one was kind of, I think it's very important to kind of stick the course and, do something that you love. But I think the big challenge is to figure what you love, right? As in, like, I got extremely lucky at 17. I somehow found something that I love to do. this is something, when I talk to people at the office or when I meet my younger cousins, etc. Right, I'm usually trying to get them to be curious and discover different things, because only when you're curious and you're doing different things will you probably find something that you love to do, right? As in, if you're kind of working in your own silo and doing just the one thing, it's very, very tough to even come across things that you're potentially good at, right? I mean, at this stage of your life, you probably already know some of your skill sets, right? But there's still a lot of self-discovery to happen. And generally, I think for me personally, all my self-discovery happened while working, while doing a business, right? As in, that's when I kind of figured what are my strengths and weaknesses. And one of the things I see, which I try to push a lot of people within the business as well, is to kind of not be comfortable and stop being curious, right? As in, because the day you stop being curious is really, when you kind of, I think, stop growing of sorts. So the other thing, I have this philosophy around, how do you, because it's very important to get lucky in life, right? As in, you can do whatever you want. I mean, of course, you have to give a lot of hard work, etc. But you also have to get lucky, right? As in, you have to be somehow at the right place, right time. And I have this kind of a philosophy. I mean, it's cliched, but it's about, if you want to get lucky, if you want to improve the odds of getting lucky, you should want more. More people should want you to get lucky in a way. So in a sense, if everyone working in your team, your colleagues want you to get lucky, your odds of getting lucky improves. If your neighbors want you to get lucky, your odds of getting lucky improves. If your customers want you to get lucky, your odds of getting lucky improves, right? So how do you want them all to get you lucky? As in, is really by doing what is right for them, right? It's a very socially networked world. A good deed, it comes around much faster than what you think it takes. Absolute example is Zerodha as a business. We have spent 0 rupees on advertising till date. We have 1 crore customers, right? As in, right? And when I look back, I think those customers came because, our existing customers introduced them to us because they thought, this business is doing a decent thing for me, so I should probably introduce friends and family to this. So I think, so being good, being kind, being, understanding, etc. Since you guys are starting your careers, is a very important skill set. Usually what every businessman is told is, you need to be cutthroat. We see Wall Street movie and we think, this is how, businesses are run. This is how I need to be. I need to step on someone to kind of grow in life. That's really not true. I mean, if you want to have a more satisfied, more fulfilling kind of a life, I think it's about collaboration. It's about doing good. And so success is a lot more fun if people around you kind of are enjoying your success as well. I mean, I'm a stockbroker, so I have to pitch the idea of saying that, take care of, of your money, since you guys are starting your career, starting saving and investing early in life is super important. When I look back in time, starting saving quite early, helps significantly. I think you guys have already done your maths and, you already know how compounding works, right? But the problem today's cluttered world is, we are always constantly trying to buy something that we don't want by borrowing money. Really the worst thing that you can do, right? And so just be conscious about, of not getting nudged by an Instagram reel or something else to, wanting to go on this holiday that you may not really want to go on that holiday for, right? And just be more conscious. And finally, I think, when I think about my career till now, or, say in 10, 20, whatever years, right? As in, I think eventually you need to have done a net positive to the planet Earth as well. I mean, which is, you should have given more than what you've taken from the planet, right? So be conscious about your carbon footprints, whatever way possible, because, we are in that top 1% or top 1 to 3% of this country, right? As in, it's very important that we are setting the right trends, so right from not using plastic bottles to whatever way you can, kind of help this planet Earth. So So yeah, so thanks again, Pratham, for inviting me. I don't know if I did justice to this, uh, but you undersold it to me. At least, I mean, he's got this whole speech he's prepared from yesterday night. I would have done some work if you had said that this is gonna be the scene. But hopefully this was useful. Thanks a lot, everyone, and best of luck.